Okay, welcome to my first video. Today we're making Pencil Guy, aka the eraser. And for this you're gonna need black paint, small scissors or a small screwdriver, big scissors, sharp scissors, and a glue gun. And I got a little warning before I want to start the video. Warning. This process involves lead and sharp objects. If you are under 18, I recommend asking your parents/guardians for permission to make this figure. And if you are under 15, I recommend asking your parents/guardian for help making the figure. A Bible verse that I thought connected to obeying your parents, Colossians 3:20. You know, if your parents say no to making this figure, that's okay. You can do other things with your time. So, getting started here. I already got like this portion of the body made. We got the head. The head is for the head. You would cut. You would measure out a piece of pencil to 3.5 centimeters. And you would cut it, and then you would Dremel out the piece like this with your smaller scissors, and you just kind of like rotate it back and forth until you got the lead deep enough that you can glue this skeleton that I made. And you can see it right here. I made an extra one just so you could actually see it. And for the skeleton, it's the torso skeleton up here, and you're gonna want to make it 2 1/4 inches. So you just take a piece of pipe cleaner, bend it around, measure it out, see if it's 2 1/4 inches. So you can see that's about 2 1/4 inches. It's a little blurry. My camera's like 6 years old, I think. So, excuse me. Pardon the bad quality. But yeah. Once you got that, then you glue the upper arms and the torso to it. So for the upper arms, you would cut a piece of pencil in half like this after measuring it out, and then you would shave out the pencil lead. So I already did this, but if there was pencil lead there, I would just set it on the table and I'd just like shave it out like that to get the pencil lead out. And then so it would be in 2 pieces. Mine broke into 3, and that's okay if it breaks into 3, because you can just glue it back together like a puzzle. And you would just glue that on there like that onto the shoulder part. If I can find the skeleton. Yeah, you just glue this part only. The rest you want to make sure that the rest of the pencil stays hollow with no glue, because then you're going to prepare the lower arm, which is going to be made up of this part and this part. We'll get to that later though. Then for the torso, you're going to want to do the same thing. Cut a piece of pencil to be the right size, and the torso is 2 inches. 2 inches for the torso. And then you'd want to cut it in half, and then like I said, shave it out, and then you glue. Well, first, you want to get rid of all this fuzz. That way, it just fits in there better, and allows you to make the side seam more seamless. So it doesn't so the pipe cleaner doesn't bulge out of it. So then you'd So then you'd put your torso piece of pencil around that part, and you'd glue it together. Only this part, you want to make sure that you leave hollow space down here, because then, well, later we're going to put another piece in it for the legs. So you can see I have like all of that done for this model that I'm using to show you guys the process. But yeah, let's get on to this part. So I'm gonna pause it here just so I can let my glue gun heat up and keep time from running out. Okay, and we're back. So my glue gun is hot, and now we're just gonna put glue on this part. First though, I do want to recommend you cut off the fuzz here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sorry, I'm kind of out of focus. It's hard to do this on camera. It's honestly kind of awkward to do in real life too. I think that's good enough. You know, this is a practice figure. Just to show you guys the process. So then, you're going to want to put glue on this part right here. And you're going to just put the pieces on it. So, we'll start with this piece. We'll get it like that. And then, you want to make sure, since this one broke, even if it didn't break into 3 pieces, you still want to make sure that you attaching the right pieces in the right places, because like I said, it's like a puzzle. You gotta make sure you're doing it right, otherwise the pieces won't fit together and won't look as nice. So I think that right there is our match for this side of the puzzle. You can kind of hard to tell because my camera's blurry, but just trust. I put it on the wrong way. Shoot. If you put it on the wrong way, it's okay. You can just pull it back apart quickly and you'll be fine. Oh yeah, that's another reason why I recommend doing it with your parents if you're a bit younger. Glue is hot. Glue burns. And it might be nicer to have your parents get burnt instead of you. I think I got this on properly. Let me see. Which way does this go? I don't know actually. Oh wait. I think I figured it out. I think it's this way. Yeah, I think it's that way. Okay, so you can kind of see we got on. It's not perfect. It's a little awkward. This is just trying to do it a little quicker just so I can get it into this very short time span that I have. And then I'm gonna show you the process for cutting. So now we're gonna do the lower arm here, this part. And for the lower arm, you're gonna want 1 inch exactly. So you just measure it out from here, like this. We're gonna use this side. So just make sure it's lined up. 1 inch is around there. Just gonna try to mark it with the scissors like that. And then you're gonna cut it off. And I kind of like hold it, kind of hard to show here, but I hold it like this, just so I make sure the piece doesn't fly away. And you're gonna want to rotate it too, just because it doesn't like going through. And I should actually be using the bigger scissors the more I think about it. There. So we got it cut off. And now we cut it in half. And oh boy, I only got 5 minutes here, so I gotta make this quick. What the heck did that? Okay, hold up. I'm gonna pause and just get this out. Okay, so I got it split in half, and now you gotta chisel it. So if I just angle the camera back down. Chiseling involves doing this. Just kind of trying to scrape out the lead with the scissors. And I feel like it would work better with a small screwdriver. But I only got small scissors, so this is what we're working with. So I'm gonna do the rest of this off camera. Okay, I wanted to come back in here. So if my hand was the table, you could just put the scissors on top of the lead like that and just kind of like chop it down the middle some, and that also helps. So I'm gonna get back to it off camera. Okay, so I did that and it did split in half, but like I said, that's okay. Now you glue that to the arm piece. This. And I don't know if I always said it. I think I don't always say it, but if in case I didn't, again, arm piece is, you can't really see it, but 6 centimeters for the arm skeleton piece. And I'm gonna do that off camera. Okay, so I got that glued on, and now we're just gonna put it into here. We're just gonna slot this piece in through there, like that. And you want to make sure it can bend a full 90 degrees, so make sure you bend it just to make, not 90 degrees, more than 90 degrees, obviously. But you just want to make sure that you don't put too much of it in there, otherwise it won't have articulations. So now we take that out. We put a little dollop of glue right at the top there, and then we stick it back in, like that. And that's an arm done. Now I'm going to pause it here for a sec, just to figure some. Okay, so then you have your lower torso and upper leg skeleton. And that's going to be 2 1/4 inches. So if you just like measure it straight like this, it's gonna be about 2.5 inches. You can't really see it; it's blurry, but trust me. And then you just want to glue this upper piece on like that. So I'm gonna do that off camera. Okay, we got that done. Now you want to do the upper leg, lower leg, and foot. And the upper leg or the thigh is 4 centimeters. The lower leg is 1 1/4 inches, and the sharpened foot, you want to try to make sure it's sharpened. Have a sharpener on hand. And that's going to be 1 1/4 inches as well. So I'm going to do most of that off camera. Okay, now I just wanted to film the chopping method I was talking about. So you just do kind of like this, hold it down, and just kind of chop it in half. So I'm going to get back to this. And sometimes with the chopping method, you're going to need to cut off the lid like this. Just wanted to point that out. As you can see, I got this part of the upper thigh glued on and leave this place unglued. Okay, then you're going to want to make a lower leg and foot skeleton. And for the lower leg part, it's going it's gotta be 5 centimeters. Sorry, my bad, had to find it. And then for the foot part, you want to make sure that the foot is 1.5 centimeters. Okay, I'm gonna get back to this. Hold. Okay, so I got that done, and if there's any gaps like there was one here, you can just put some glue on it, and then you can rub off any excess with the scissors. Just wanted to mention that. I'm gonna glue this part into here, and then I'll get back to you with the final touch of the foot. Okay, So I'm back. I got that glued on, and I got a pretty short pencil here. Like I said, you want to make sure that the sharpened foot is 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to measure that out, and then I'm going to Dremel it. So I'll pause it. So now Dremeling, after I got that cut down properly, you just want to like move it back and forth like that. Just try to shave down the lead inside, and then you're going to empty it out so often. And then I'll come back to you when I have it shaved down enough. So you can see it slides in a little bit, not that much, but enough, and then you'll just glue that in.